There are a lot of fun trends to do, however some of them can unalive you. Today we'll look at
the most disturbing trends ever.
Like and subscribe to stay safe. This first trend was from dentists who would hurt kids
by pulling their teeth out.
This gets disturbing, so let's check it out.
Here's why you should never trust your dentist. This devil right here is dentist 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗯𝗏 Schneider. He's famous for pulling out way more teeth than needed. He's worked on thousands of and puts them in a straitjacket while they scream for their lives. This guy has literally children and laughed while doing it. Some moms were so mad they showed up at his house to fight him, but all his charges were dropped because apparently he has a mental condition, and said he did all this because the government was paying for each tooth pulled.
Clouds, this is so messed up. If I was one of those kids, I would be so scared. He tied kids up, hurt them, and removed their teeth for no reason. I can't believe that the government was paying to do this evil stuff. Rest in peace to the people that went there. Do any of you guys own a cat? Well, this trend is so disturbing because it
can unalive your cat.
This is horrifying, so watch until the end.
This may be the worst trend in all of TikTok history. Basically what people are doing is they are opening up a water bottle like this person right here behind me, and then putting the water bottle in front of their cat to make it seem like they're going to give their cat some water. Naturally, of course, cats are going to be curious. They're going to inspect the water bottle and, try to actually drink some of the water. And when they are about to do this, like this cat right here behind me, the person holding the water bottle decides to squeeze the water bottle, causing water to go all over the cat.
Holy Rooney, this is so messed up. I found this disturbing footage. Let's check it out.
Y'all, this poor cat.
And this is exactly how a cat loses trust in their owner. I feel like anyone partaking in this trend is just not a very good pet owner. And just so much could go wrong, especially, a cat being so small with small noses. So once again, I think this is the worst trend in TikTok history. If you partake in this trend, shame on you.
Holy boba, that cat went flying clouds, and because of this trend, cat was actually unalived as it started to choke on the water. Please do not do this. Do you play gacha life? Well, there is actually a gross trend called
Gacha heat.
And it is sus videos that only adults should watch. But these TikTokers are weird and show it to kids. Here is an example of one. As you can see, this video is super sus. And the next one is even weirder, so watch until the end.
Babe, I'm gonna take a shower, okay? Hey, babe, you don't need to do that, right? Babe.
This trend is usually done by kids who don't know it's bad, but sometimes grown-ups do it as well, which is really weird. Don't ever watch these videos, Clouds, and please don't make them, as it is inappropriate. Did you know there is an evil trend where you are
forced to bite the ground?
Bite the curb is a scary trend that can unalive you. This video will explain.
Your head is forced onto a curb, and your teeth and jaw are pressed against the concrete edge. When the stomper applies force, your jaw is violently crushed against the curb. The pressure shatters your teeth and can break your jaw instantly. Your skull might also absorb some of the impact, causing severe trauma to your brain. Without immediate medical attention, these injuries can result in long-term damage or death.
This is super evil and sad. How could someone ever do this to a friend they love? They is so messed up. Clouds, never hurt your friends. Clouds, this next trend is super sad because it actually unalived someone I know. This gets really disturbing, so watch until the end.
He ate one spicy chip and fainted. You see, this challenge dared people to eat a chip coated in 2 of the world's hottest peppers and see how long they could wait before drinking. He woke up but passed out again a few hours later and ended up dying in the hospital. You see, he had a condition where one of his heart's main arteries ran through the muscle instead of on top of it. So, when the extreme spice of the chip made his heart beat extra hard, it squeezed that artery shut and stopped his heart from beating.
Clouds, I feel bad for him. This guy actually went to my friend's school, and now he is not alive, which is so sad. I believe this chip doesn't exist anymore, but if it does, never eat it. But Clouds, these next trends made me poop my pants, so watch until the end. I am sure everyone knows what brain rot it is. However, it has gotten too far and has even got disturbing. This video will explain everything.
Let's talk about
𝘀𝘀𝗯𝘀𝗃𝗯𝗶𝗃
Recently on Facebook, there is a post about the 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝘀𝗃𝗯𝗿. This was posted in May 3, 2025, but it is now deleted. So there is this one kid who couldn't sleep because of a specific brain rot, which is 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗯𝗿. The kid kept waking up on exactly 3:17 at the middle of the night, not 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. When the kid wakes up, he was very scared and kept crying. So 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗯𝗿 has 17 letters right. That's why he kept waking up on 3:17 p.m. He would just stare at the window, not speaking or moving. This is because he kept dreaming about 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗯𝗿 if he sleeps, and if he doesn't wake up on 3:17 p.m. He thinks that 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗯𝗃 will hit him with a baseball bat. The kid was only 7 years old, by the way.
Holy chicken, that is so terrifying. I always had a bad feeling about Italian brain rip. That's why I never will do these trends. I don't think it's bad to play games like steal a brain rot, but I would stay away from bad brain rot trends like this. This next trend confused me so bad. Because what do you mean? People are pouring boiling water on themselves just for a challenge.
Trends that are dangerous.
Boiling water challenge.
Basically, in this trend, a person would boil water, go outside and pour it on themselves. This caused many people to get third-degree burns. Some people even put salt in the water so it'd be more painful. The salt would hurt the wounds because the person also got badly burnt. Many people had to go to the emergency room or the hospital. Stay safe.
I feel so bad for everyone that got hurt. But this is not the only trend that involves water or salt. There is also another trend where you eat a bunch of salt until you get sick.
Trends that should have never been trends. Part 1. The salt water trend. This is when you will put as much salt in water. Some people would have heart attacks. Some would even die. Please don't do this trend, by guys.
So I'm guessing you just pour a bunch of salt into water and drink it, which is super dangerous. I do not get why anyone would do any of these trends. They are all super harmful. I really recommend to not do these trends. This next trend was a performance trick that a lot of magicians do. Most of the time it goes well. However, one time it went really badly. This video should explain everything.
Let's talk about
magic show gone wrong. This show was performed by a man and his wife. They're supposed to cut the wife into 3 pieces. She gets in the box, and the guy starts sawing her legs. It all seemed to be going well until they got to the head part. The man was about to cut her head, but the wife's head got stuck in the box. She can't pull her head through the middle part of the box, so she couldn't change her head into a fake one. The wife was trying to signal the problem, but the man didn't notice because of the background music and the chainsaw. Then, the wife's head was being... This show was absolutely horrifying. Please don't watch the video, especially if you have a weak stomach. Stay safe.
Holy flip-flops clouds. That actually so sad. Imagine how many young kids saw the video, or even saw it in real life. I feel so bad. If any of you all want to be magicians when you grow up, I would recommend to do very safe talent show tricks that will get no one hurt. I am sure everyone knows what brain rot it is. However, it has gotten too far and has even got disturbing. This video will explain everything.
Let's talk about
𝘀𝘀𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗯𝗃
Recently on Facebook, there is a post about the 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗯𝗃. This was posted in May 3, 2025, but it is now deleted. So there is this one kid who couldn't sleep because of a specific brain rot, which is 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗯𝗃. The kid kept waking up on exactly 3:17 at the middle of the night, not 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. When the kid wakes up, he was very scared and kept crying. So 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗯𝗃 has 17 letters right. That's why he kept waking up on 3:17 p.m. He would just stare at the window, not speaking or moving. This is because he kept dreaming about 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗯𝗃 if he sleeps, and if he doesn't wake up on 3:17 p.m. He thinks that 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗯𝗃 will hit him with a baseball bat. The kid was only 7 years old, by the way.
Holy chicken, that is so terrifying. I always had a bad feeling about Italian brain rip. That's why I never will do these trends. I don't think it's bad to play games like Steal a Brain Rot, but I would stay away from bad brain rot trends like this. This next trend confused me so bad. Because what do you mean? People are pouring boiling water on themselves just for a challenge.
Trends that are dangerous.
Boiling water challenge.
Basically, in this trend, a person would boil water, go outside and pour it on themselves. This caused many people 𝗀𝘂𝗀𝗋𝗃 get third-degree burns. Some people even put salt in the water so it'd be more painful. The salt would hurt the wounds because the person also got badly burnt. Many people had to go to the emergency room or the hospital. Stay safe.
I feel so bad for everyone that got hurt. But this is not the only trend that involves water or salt. There is also another trend where you eat a bunch of salt until you get sick.
Trends that should have never been trends. Part 1. The salt water trend. This is when you will put as much salt in water. Some people would have heart attacks. Some would even die. Please don't do this trend, bye guys.
So I'm guessing you just pour a bunch of salt into water and drink it, which is super dangerous. I do not get why anyone would do any of these trends. They are all super harmful. I really recommend to not do these trends. This next trend was a performance trick that a lot of magicians do. Most of the time it goes well. However, one time it went really badly. This video should explain everything.
Let's talk about magic show gone wrong. This show was performed by a man and his wife. They're supposed to cut the wife into 3 pieces. She gets in the box, and the guy starts sawing her legs. It all seemed to be going well until they got to the head part. The man was about to cut her head, but the wife's head got stuck in the box. She can't pull her head through the middle part of the box, so she couldn't change her head into a fake one. The wife was trying to signal the problem, but the man didn't notice because of the background music and the chainsaw. Then, the wife's head was being... This show was absolutely horrifying. Please don't watch the video, especially if you have a weak stomach. Stay safe.
Holy flip-flops clouds. That actually so sad. Imagine how many young kids saw the video, or even saw it in real life. I feel so bad. If any of you all want to be magicians when you grow up, I would recommend to do very safe talent show tricks that will get no one hurt. The next trend we will talk about is the timer trend. This is similar to the lip balm trend, but much more disturbing. Let's see what happens.
Trends that should have never been trends. PD5. The timer challenge. This one consists on people putting a timer of 24 hours. When the timer was over, people would 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗃 themselves. Some people would fake it for likes or attention. Thank you so much for 4,000 and stay safe.
So basically, people would put on a timer for 24 hours or less. Then, they would wait to see if anybody reaches out for help. If the timer goes off, they would end themselves. Even though most of the people that made TikToks about this were lying, this trend is still sad, because some real people did actually lose their lives. Just like the lip balm trend. If you feel like doing something bad like this, let your parents know, that way they can help you. This next trend is called
The penny trend.
The worst trends to ever exist. Part 1. The penny challenge. What people would do was put a penny between a phone charger that was plugged in halfway. When people did this, they expected a little shock, but bigger things happened for some people. People caused houses to catch on fire and caused fires in schools.
To be honest, as crazy as this trend is, I can understand why someone would do it. Sometimes I haven't wanted to put stuff in the outlets to see what would happen, but I had to stop myself. Lol. And it seems like nothing too bad would happen, because it's just a penny, right? But that's the complete opposite. Because of this trend, some people's houses burnt down, and much more catastrophic things. As much as you may want to, please don't put anything in outlets. The next challenge is known as the Skull Breaker Challenge. And by the name, you can already tell this is gonna be pretty bad.
Another dangerous trend is the Skull Breaker Challenge. For this challenge, 3 people would have to participate. The middle person's objective was to jump as high as they can, while the other 2 people kick both legs of the middle person. This would make the jumper fly back really fast. causing head injuries, back injuries, and more. Many people were sent to the hospital due to this trend, and it is said that a guy from Sweden got paralyzed from doing this trend. The person in the middle would be tricked into jumping for a photo, so the middle person never agreed to be kicked and face injuries. Don't ever attempt these challenges.
This trend is actually so sad, because it is your own friends doing this to you. Imagine your own friends tricking you, and then you end up being paralyzed. That would be so sad, because you would not be able to move for the rest of your life. This is one of the worst trends we went over today. Please don't ever do this.
Trends that shouldn't have been trends. PT5, the Tide Pod trend. The Tide Pod trend was a very dangerous trend. Most of the victims of this trend was children under 9 or less. A Tide Pod was a little pack that had cleaning chemicals in them, and seeing videos of others eating the pods, kids would too. This took place in 2017 to 2019 in December. It was so sad how a little pod could most likely end your whole life. In somewhat 2018 it made its way to the news. The news warned parents and their kids about eating Tide Pods. Once the Tide Pod made it to your throat, it would clog your vocal cords and stop your breathing. This ended in late 2019. They were taken off the market until 2020. The trend was then forgotten. Thanks for
Clouds, she said that this trend was forgotten, but I remember trend perfectly. I remember all the kids at school were talking about it, and some of them even did it. A lot of kids ended up sick, and someone lost their lives. As edible as Tide Pods looks, I recommend not to eat them as they obviously hurt you. The next challenge we will talk about is the 𝗀𝗡𝗏 challenge. This is a type of medicine you take. However, people on TikTok started to do the wrong thing with it.
Trends that should have never been trends. PT11, the Benadryl challenge. This challenge emerged in 2020. It would include Benadryl, a medicine used to treat allergies. In this challenge, the participant would deliberately consume higher than the recommended doses of the medicine. Too much of it can cause hypothermia, organ damage, a coma, or even death. Several have been hospitalized. And 15-year-old an Oklahoma teen passed away from an overdose after attempting to take part.
This is so insane. I am starting to wonder who starts these challenges, and why did they start them, as they are all so evil. So basically with this challenge, you simply take a bunch of Benadryl. However, that is very bad for you. I hope that none of you do these, as they are all harmful. The final challenge we will talk about is the blue whale challenge. This is actually the creepiest challenge of them. Also, please make sure to watch until the end.
Trends that should have never been trends. PT2, the Blue Whale Challenge. This game originated in Russia 2016. How it worked was a stranger with this PFP, a man disturbingly dressed up as Goofy, would message you asking if you want to play a game.
Did you, Clouds, see that man's face? It is so creepy. I actually remember seeing this trend. Now that I see his face, it used to terrify me so bad. Out of every creepy myth I have gone over, this one is the worst by far.
If you said yes, the stranger would give you a series of challenges. Harmless at first, but then they would ask you to hurt yourself. Eventually, they would ask you to end your life. And if you refused, they would find where you live and do it themselves.
Oh my goodness, this sounds awful. And Clouds, you may think it ends here, but this gets much worse. People on TikTok actually decided to make this a huge trend, where everyone changed their profile pictures to this creepy man and text to people, "Want to play a game?" After they got the victim to play a game, they would play this creepy video, and at the end of the video, the creepy TikTokers would start to look for them. This is probably the creepiest thing I have ever seen in my life, and the things that these people were doing is awful. Like, why would you ask all these terrible questions to kids? That is so disturbing. I hope this trend never comes back. Commercials are supposed to sell you good things, but some of them are very creepy. Today we'll look at
the most disturbing commercials ever.
Like and subscribe to stay safe. Japan is a fun country, however they made the most
Disturbing commercial.
Let's take a look.
Have you seen the cursed Kleenex commercial? In the 1980s, Kleenex released 3 Japanese commercials featuring a woman in a white dress and a child dressed as a Japanese ogre. Apparently, people who saw these commercials filed complaints to the company saying the ads were unnerving. On top of that, rumors began to spread that the film crew all met untimely deaths. The lead actress was placed in a hospital after a mental breakdown, and that she perhaps became pregnant with a demon child. So, Naruto?
Holy huggy wuggy, so apparently this ad curses you. Let's take a look at it. After seeing this, I will never watch this video at 12 a.m. But Clouds, this next commercial is super disturbing, so keep on watching. Do you like ice cream? Well, this person would actually unalive people and turn them into ice cream. Let's take a look.
There's good reason for my glistening skin, and how I shine, and how my pores are so clean and clear. I eat little baby's ice cream. It keeps me young. It keeps me light on my feet.
Is anyone else creeped out by this? The way he says little baby's ice cream is so weird. Maybe it's actual babies and not just ice cream.
The ad was supposed to make you curious about Little Baby's ice cream, a brand known for quirky flavors, like Earl Grey sriracha, pizza, or even cucumber dill. But for most people, it just made them rethink dessert entirely. Was it effective? Sure. People are still talking about it years later. But did it make anyone want ice cream? Highly doubtful. What are other commercials you think are disturbing?
Clouds, if I saw this late at night, I wouldn't be able to sleep. I found a video of someone who was turned into this ice cream monster. Let's check it out.
Ice cream, ice cream!
Ice cream, ice cream.
Ice cream, ice cream!
Ice cream, ice cream.
Holy lily love braids. I don't know if I should be laughing or screaming. This is so funny, but also scary. Clouds, I think we should stay away from the man in these videos. One day when I was a kid, I was watching Bluey. That is when a disturbing ad for a restaurant came on. This ad changed my life, so I censored the really scary parts.
I'm the sous chef here. With any luck, I should be head chef by next year. I've got this amazing fiance, who I won't be marrying this weekend, because I'm about to be in a terrible accident. But really, I should have cleaned up the grease over there, and they should never put the deep fryer so close.
Imagine just watching your favorite show Bluey, then this comes up on your TV. I was so scared. The good thing is that it teaches us to be safe, so please be careful in the kitchen. Do you have a dog? Because this commercial made people sell their dog because of how scary it was. Let's take a look. People are scared of this dog because it is a skinwalker, and the rumor is that if you eat this dog's chips,
you will also become a skinwalker.
And Clouds, if you though this ad was creepy, this next commercial is even worse, so keep watching. This commercial made me cry because someone was actually
unalived in it.
The ad starts with a mom cleaning up her house, but then it becomes disturbing. Let's take a look.
Kids, they're bundles of energy, but they need the right snacks to keep them going. That's why I give my kids Freddy bars. They're full of...
Ma'am.
Preventing trips around your home can be as easy as tidying up toys.
I can imagine how scary this is for a kid. Like imagine you are watching TV and someone's mom gets ended right in front of you. What if that was your mom? That is so sad. If this shocked you, this next commercial really will. We all love Gushers candy, but did you know Gushers had a commercial so disturbing that they are
making a movie after it?
Let's take a look at this creepy ad.
This commercial lives right in our heads.
Berry dips. Totally appealing. Punch Gushers, the fruit snack bursting the juicy fruit punch in the middle.
Clouds, this is horrifying. I mean, their faces literally exploded on TV. This was so creepy they made a movie about it. Here is the trailer.
None of this is working. It doesn't feel real.
It must feel absolutely real. We got a commercial to finish.
Holy Rooney, it seems like this movie is about people being turned into fruit heads and exploding. I will not be watching this movie because it is too scary, but if you want to watch, the name of it is Fruit Heads. Did you guys know that there is a banned commercial from M&M's that is disrespectful to people with different skin colors? Let's see what happened.
Daddy?
I just think there's a reason that we come in different bags.
Howard. Daddy, all that matters is he's sweet.
He ain't half as sweet as white chocolate.
I hate you!
New M&M's dark chocolate.
I am not sure why they would air this, because it is so racist. I feel bad for the blue M&M. All he wanted to do is have dinner, but he got bullied. Clouds, make sure you are being nice to everyone. Chips are one of the most yummiest foods ever. But in this commercial, a girl sees someone eating chips and
does the unthinkable.
Let's take a look. Clouds, this ad is very inappropriate. Basically, the man was eating chips and the girl really wanted some, so she licked his face. This ad isn't too disturbing, but it definitely shouldn't be on TV. McDonald's has very yummy food. However, there is a banned commercial where
Ronald McDonald would stalk people.
Let's take a look. Clouds, imagine trying to sleep, and you see this at your door, and it only gets creepier, so keep on watching. Clouds, if I hear him say McDonald's one more time, I might pee my pants. This is by far the creepiest video yet. I will never eat at McDonald's again, but if you thought this is bad, keep watching as the videos
get even crazier.
Fake. We all love dogs, but there is actually a dog that tries to unalive you named
Smile Dog.
Let's watch this video on him.
If you've been on the internet for quite some time, specifically the creepy corner of the internet, you already know exactly what we're talking about. First, we start off here with an image of a German Shepherd wearing some sort of mask saying scary. Nah. Then it shows an image that went viral last year showing a husky smiling and sitting outside of somebody's house. The story for this photo is that this person was just sitting, they noticed this husky had been staring at them for quite some time, and when they checked back hours later, the husky was sitting in the exact same position, looking like it was smiling. And this image and story bears a lot of similarity to a creepypasta that used to be extremely popular by the name of 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗯𝗿. In this particular creepypasta, there's this photo of a Siberian husky smiling that's said to make people that view it insane and also force them to send it to other people within their group. And if they don't send this image to people within their group, 𝘀𝘂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 will kill them.
So basically, Clouds, if this image comes up on a video, you have to share the image with a friend. Luckily, I am protecting you guys, but if you want, you can share this video link. I think this story is true, because I have seen a dog stare at me like this at a park, so stay safe, Clouds. Imagine going to sleep, and when you wake up an eyeless man is staring at you.
Eyeless Jack
is one of the scariest images ever. Let's learn about him.
We need to talk about Eyeless Jack. Eyeless Jack is an entity that almost looks human, except it has empty black holes where its eyes should be, and sometimes with black liquid dripping down his hollowed out eye sockets. One person named Mitch actually encountered Eyeless Jack, and it began when he went to the hospital and the doctors found something very unusual. Somehow Mitch's kidney was missing. It was surgically removed overnight.
So what I'm hearing is that Eyeless Jack takes people's body parts when you're sleeping. Imagine waking up and your whole arm is gone.
With a small incision that was perfectly sewn up. The next night, Mitch woke up around midnight to a loud thud in his bedroom, and that's when he came face to face with Eyeless Jack. This entity was staring directly down at Mitch from his bed. Mitch grabbed a camera and took this photo, which made the creature lunge towards him, clawing at his chest trying to get to his lungs. Because despite not having eyes, Eyeless Jack can still see you. He can remove your organs while you're sleeping, and sew up the incision perfectly so you don't even notice. So be careful next time you fall asleep.
Clouds, it is late right now and I am scared to go asleep. I found a video of someone encountering Eyeless Jack. Let's take a look.
Hard you try to move, you can't. You're paralyzed with fear. It's painful and terrifying. The weight on your chest becomes heavy.
Clouds, I don't know how we are going to sleep tonight, but I pray that we all stay safe.
Jeff the Killer
is probably one of the most scariest photos on the internet, but his background is even worse. Let's watch a video on it.
The boys cornered the boy named Jeff and set him on fire. Later at the hospital, Jeff is awake, but different. Underneath the bandages, his new face was pale white and his lips bright red. He was happy and laughing. His parents showed concern, but the doctor said it's just his medication. It'll wear off, but it didn't. Later that night, Jeff burnt his eyelids off and carved a smile into his cheeks. His parents tried to stop him, but they couldn't.
I feel bad for Jeff and his parents. Like, imagine taking your kid to the hospital to help him, but your kid goes insane and unalives you. That's so sad.
Jeff's brother Lou had returned home from jail that night and was sleeping.
What the rooney? Imagine being Jeff's brother, trying to sleep, and then all of a sudden Jeff has a knife out. That would horrify me. Luckily, Clouds, Jeff hasn't been spotted in years. Let's hope he doesn't come back.
𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀
Michael Jackson's ghost, and if you see him he will unalive you. Let's watch this video on him.
Would this keep you up at night? This 13-year-old YouTube creation has been watched by millions and surely creeped out every one of them. This is the animatronic king of pop, 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗏𝗶. There are those who think Michael Jackson is still alive. This hideous build, though, is fooling no one. Its name is a shortening of the "Any Are You Okay" line from the king of pop single "Smooth Criminal." It would keep anyone awake at night, as it's far too easily imagined creeping into your bedroom and screaming.
So this video says that this photo is fake. However, this is not true, Clouds, as I just found some videos of 𝘀𝘀𝗯𝗏 and they are super disturbing, so watch until the end. Clouds, imagine seeing this in your room late at night. I think I would pee my pants. Look at this video too. Clouds, out of these things this was the creepiest to me, but the next photos and videos are insane, so make sure to watch until the end. This next story is about a girl whose skin was melted off. Basically what happened is that she was eating a burger, that is when someone stole it and she chased him for it back. But then the burger thief kidnapped her and did bad things. This video will show what happened.
Who are you? Please let me in. Huh? Please help me. What? What's wrong with you? It me. Did what? It took my daughter. Burger? Please let me inside.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if I saw this in the corner of my eye, I'm hitting her with a frying pan. That's how scared I am. But I also do feel really bad for her. Like imagine someone steals your food, you try to get it back and then all of a sudden you are being melted alive. That sounds horrifying. We all have favorite songs we love to listen to. However, some of these songs are very disturbing and can do bad stuff to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay safe. This first song we will talk about is extremely disturbing, so make sure to watch until the end.
Let's talk about this song below is made by someone called 𝘀𝗀𝗯𝗀𝗶𝗯𝗏. The song is sort of creepy, as the first sound you hear some weird buzzing noise. If you don't want to hear it, skip to 0:25.
Guys, this is actually so creepy to me. I remember hearing this song years ago when I was a kid, and was actually terrified.
Or maybe it isn't a buzzing noise, but somebody speaking Russian, but reversed. I can't find the original, but in the next part, there is some loud noise. After that part, the nursery rhyme Daisy Bell is played, but it sounds cursive. Turn your volume down, it's going to be loud.
Believe what you see.
Yeah, this is actually super disturbing. Basically, this is like lost media of the normal Daisy Bell song, so that may be why there is all the glitches and creepy sounds. After hearing this at 3:00 a.m., I don't know how I will be able to sleep tonight. I think you guys might be safe to listen to normal Daisy Bell, but definitely not this version. The next song we will talk about is The Big Bad Wolf. As innocent as the song's lyrics are, its music video is extremely disturbing. So let's watch this explanation
behind
The Big Bad Wolf music video.
This song is currently trending on this app at the moment. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here it is.
Check out the Big Bad Wolf.
People got curious and wanted to see the actual music video to the song, but after watching this video, it'll leave you feeling confused, disgusted, freaked out, and uncomfortable. Multiple sex scenes and sex harassment was introduced.
Guys, that's so disgusting. I can't believe they put that in a music video.
After watching this music video, I felt really uneasy, and I think it's safe to say I choose the bear and do not allow children to watch.
You all I saw lately watched the video while researching for this video, and I was completely disturbed. The things that happen in that music video are traumatizing, so please do not watch it. The next song a lot of you might have heard before, or maybe even enjoy, but it actually has the most disturbing lyrics ever.
Viral songs that have a dark lyrics, part 1.
Polish cow.
Okay, Clouds, why did they do that loud noise? It's like she wants to scare us.
Polish Cow is a famous song from the country name Polish. It's a really famous song that has a dark lyrics, and people wonder what the English dub was. And when they saw the English dub, they gasped and got shocked because of how criminality it was. Here's the lyrics, including the song. Well, you see that
It's really crazy. Anyways, that's all. Guys,
those are some pretty crazy lyrics. In these lyrics, the man is talking about escaping his country and taking medicine that is bad for you. As catchy as this song is, I would not listen to it because of how dark the lyrics are. I can't believe I used to sing this song and think it was all innocent. This next song is known to make you dizzy, nauseous, and sick. I also believe this song appears in K-pop Demon Hunters. I don't know about you all, but I would not listen to this song if I found out it did that.
Let's talk about Strong by Twice. You may know the pop girl group Twice. They have released 130 plus songs, but back on 2019, a song named Strong was released in Twice's Spotify account by an unknown hacker. The song talks about Mina from Twice getting pregnant by 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗶 and was forced to 4B0RT. Mina had anxiety because of this song, and that everything happened between 𝘀𝘂 and Kong Daniel were fake, so they have to cover up the things that happened to Mina. Some people also say that if you listen to this song, you will get dizzy, feel nauseous, and sick, because it is believed to have black magic in it. It also makes people feel uncomfortable.
Guys, I didn't know this song had black magic in it. After hearing this, I probably won't be able to listen to any other song by Twice. It is just too risky. But I will let you all know that I tried listening to this song once recently, and after my stomach started to hurt. But that could have been the Taco Bell lol. Either way, I think you clouds might be able to listen to Twice and watch K-pop Demon Hunters, as long as you don't listen to the song called Strong. This next song I'm sure all of you have heard of before, and not only does it sound creepy, but its backstory is extremely weird as well.
This is the scariest song in the world, and here's why. Okay, so we all heard this song before, especially if you're into scary things and watch the Insidious movies.
I have heard this song like a million times, and every single time I hear it again, it creeps me out even more.
September 28th, 1996, Tiny Tim suffered a heart attack that was pretty miniature while performing at a music festival. And after this happened, his doctors advised him that he wasn't healthy enough to perform on stage anymore. However, Tiny Tim ignored the advice from his doctors and scheduled another concert at a women's club in Minnesota the next month. But right before his performance, he told his wife that he wasn't feeling that good. Nevertheless, Tiny Tim decided to go on stage anyway. And after performing the last song of the night, he suffered a major heart attack on stage and died in front of the crowd.
Oh my goodness, that is actually so disturbing. Imagine going to a concert and the singer dies right in front of your eyes. I would scream so loud.
And the song he was performing was Tiptoe Through the Tulips. This song was already terrifying, but it's 100 times more terrifying after knowing this. Now listen to it again after knowing this.
You can almost tell something was wrong with the way his eyes move when singing this song. I think you might be safe to listen to Tiny Tim, but it might be hard to after hearing his dark past. The next song we will talk about is I Know You Belong. I have actually used this song a couple times in my videos. However, its backstory is super dark, so make sure to watch until the end.
Hello everyone, today we're gonna talk about I Know You Belong. Well, before we start, can you follow my act in Roblox? Thank you so much. This song was made in the 1956. It was created by the Lennon sisters. This song was supposed to be about love stories, but then it gives creepy vibes to some people. Plot, it was made in the W2. But did you know, there's a backstory for this song? Well, some of the kids don't have parents, because their parents go to the war, or the kids are abandoned. So, these 4 girls got adopted, because their parents died, and the man who adopted them forced them to sing the song, while the man behind the camera is holding and the tallest girl right here was lip-syncing, so she got oof. But the other 3 ran, and survived, and then after that, they were adopted by other peoples. That's all the information I got.
Well, Clouds, I never knew this was the truth, because the oldest girl decided not to sing. The creepy man decided to end her, which is so sad. I am glad that the other 3 sisters were able to escape, though this song should be safe to listen to. But now you know it has a sad backstory. This next song is very popular on TikTok. And until today I never knew how scary it really was. So watch until the end to find out its truth.
This is the scariest sound on TikTok. Okay, do you hear the sound playing in the video right now? This audio might be the scariest audio on TikTok, and I'm about to explain why. So this audio is actually made from a cat meowing, and the crazy thing is the cat died immediately after the audio was recorded. And I mean immediately after. And if you play this sound in ×2, you will actually hear a cat meowing. And the only thing the owner of the cat did was slow down the sound.
This is so horrifying. I have a cat, and I couldn't imagine doing anything bad to them. Comment down below if you love your pets.
This sound is also believed to be extremely cursed, with multiple people coming out saying after they listened to it, they felt chills over their body that entire day and heard creepy cat meows around their house. Some people also believe that death is connected to this sound, since the cat immediately died after making it. But as of yet, there has been no recorded deaths relating to this song. But if you don't believe me that this is a cat meowing, then put this sound in ×2 and get ready to be terrified.
Okay, Clouds, I don't think anyone will die from this song, but I do believe it can be cursed since it ended the cat. But we are gonna test out the theory and put it into X speed and see what happens. What is so strange to me is that I also heard a creepy person laughing. Let me know if you heard that as well. The last song we will talk about is said to be the creepiest song on earth, so you really won't want to miss this. It is hard to hear the lyrics of this song, but basically the backstory is that there was a doctor. He was treating a woman with a lot of burns on her body. However, all the doctors bullied her for her burnt skin and called her hamburger lady. The lady then ended all of the doctors' lives, which is so sad. I also heard that some bad stuff happens to the hamburger lady as well, so let's see what happens.
Her arms were cut off. Her legs were cut off. Her ears were cut off. Her tongue was cut off. Her nose was cut off. Her eyeballs were plucked out. Her eyebrows were then waxed. Her tongue was sliced open. Her hair was cut off.
So, it seems like a lot of bad stuff happened to the lady as well, which is sad because I don't think she really deserved it. She was just defending herself after the doctors made fun of her. I recommend not to listen to this song because its creepy sound and backstory. Roblox is a game we all love, but many Roblox players go missing and are unalive. Today we'll look at
Roblox players who
like and subscribe to stay safe. In this first incident, a girl named Tiffany was This all happened in Murder Mystery 2, so let's take a look.
This Roblox player has the saddest story. Let me explain. Tiffany123 Magunda 9 is a player who just went viral after a Roblox recording surfaced where the worst happened to her. As according to rumors, she secretly took her mom's ID to get Roblox voice chat. This would make her mother so mad that we could hear this coming from her microphone. But here's the thing, there is a lot of rumors about her case, from her being the sister of another maltreated Roblox player, to all of this being just a prank.
What the roomie, I feel so bad for this poor girl. This reminds me of another story we will talk about soon. I think this is real because we can clearly see the girl screaming, which is so sad. I really hope she is still alive, but if she isn't, comment RIP for Tiffany. Clouds, did you know the girl we just talked about actually
had a brother?
His name is 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗃𝗃 and his story is very disturbing, so let's take a look.
The saddest Roblox account, 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗃𝗃. Now, if you guys don't know about this account, basically this girl was recording herself playing and witnessed this. That is a kid who was playing Roblox for 2 hours or so, and the parents, the mom or dad or whoever, got a little angry and got out the belt, which is just terrible.
Clouds, I think these are the worst parents ever. Not only do they hurt their daughter Tiffany, but they also mess with their son too. The good news is that sad kid was actually able to live and ended up with new parents, which makes me happy. I hope this never happens to me. Guys, did you know there was a big Roblox hacker
who was unalived?
This gets disturbing, so watch until the end to find out who it is.
Roblox hacker's dad had passed away.
Death Dolly.
So Death Dolly wasn't like any other Roblox hackers. After Death Dolly's mom had passed away, she went crazy and started hacking. She started hacking games and people that were mean to her. Those things made Death Dolly so popular back in 2019 to 2020. This made Death Dolly go further and she started leaking mean people's passwords. But in June or July it went horribly wrong. Death Dolly had passed away due to a very bad car accident. This made the sister of Death Dolly saying thrice in Death Dolly's bio. This made a lot of people sad knowing that Dolly had passed away.
Even though Death Dolly was a bad hacker, hearing she passed was very sad. However, I did some digging on the dark web and found out this might have been a myth as she just posted a month ago. But if this is real, rest in peace to her. Did you know a Roblox player was just unalived
because of a Roblox game?
This is one of the craziest stories ever, so let's take a look.
A Roblox game called Doomed by Fate caused the death of someone. This may sound crazy or like a joke, but I'm being for real. Basically, an update came out. A new character had flashy screen effects. This triggered an epileptic seizure in this 20-year-old woman named Kit, which unfortunately caused her to pass away due to the seizure. After I found out about this story, I saw screenshots that pissed me off. Apparently, a developer of the game gave a response, mocking her death by saying she is with 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗃 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝗃. This is unacceptable. This is not the way we are all supposed to be. By the way, Creekcraft made a 30-minute video interviewing someone named 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗃 who is the friend of Kit. It is on Twitter if you guys want to watch the whole video.
This is so sad, and I can't believe the creator of the game would make jokes about someone losing their life. Like, out of all things, 𝗀𝘂𝗃𝗃 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝗃. That is so disrespectful. Clouds, I heard this death was a rumor though, so there is a chance this girl is still alive. I really hope she is. Clouds, I just found a game
that has a dead person's soul in it.
Basically, this person was unalived in Roblox, and his creepy head appears in many games. My friend Flesh played it, so let's take a look.
Okay, let's go ahead and find the game. Is this the game? There's two different ones. I guess I'll play both of them. Before we join it though, let's check out the creator's account. I just want to see if... Oh, he's just banned. Okay. He's banned, but his game is still allowed. Okay, let's see what this game has to offer. Alright, there's some eerie music. I'm not a fan of that. No. Oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that. Dude, what is that thing? No, get away from me. Oh, he... did he just trip? Okay, alright, I'm gonna dodge him. Dude! Oh, that was a close one.
Clouds, after seeing this video, I'm not sure if this person actually died because the game isn't too scary, but if they did, rest in peace. But Clouds, these next Roblox incidents were so scary, almost pooped my pants, so watch until the end. Do you like rock climbing? Well, this kid was rock climbing when someone threw a rock,
which unalived him.
This is super disturbing. Let's take a look.
They decided to throw rocks for fun, sending them tumbling down the cliff. But what they didn't realize was that an experienced climber was climbing below. He was nearing the top when one of the rocks, about the size of a bowling ball, struck him directly on the head. His climbing partner helplessly tried to save him, but knew that there was nothing he could do. The hiker who threw the rock later confessed, but despite the tragic mistake, no charges were filed.
Clouds, I can't believe the person throwing rocks did not get in trouble. I did some searching and found a very similar photo of someone falling off a cliff like this. Here it is. Clouds, this is so scary. Imagine just climbing and your rope snaps. Luckily this person lived, but the other poor boy didn't. So comment, rest in peace. Being home alone is so much fun, getting to eat as much food as you want and playing video games. But sometimes it can be
super disturbing.
This story gets super creepy, so watch until the end.
It was Christmas Eve, and 11-year-old Juliet was decorating the tree. It was getting late, and her mother called her and said she would be home from work a bit late tonight. Juliet said okay and continued decorating the tree until she was finished. She relaxed for a bit and stared out of the 6th floor apartment window at the skyline of the city when suddenly she began to hear scratching at her front door. She then went up to the door and listened and looked through the peephole and saw a man dressed as Santa.
Clouds, the first red flag was Santa being at the door. Everyone knows that Santa comes through the chimney, and if you don't have a chimney, he teleports into the house. So this is probably a creepy guy trying to break in.
She knew this wasn't Santa and said, "My mom's not home. Can you please leave?" He then screamed, "It's Santa, Juliet. Give me my milk and cookies." Juliet's stomach dropped. She was terrified now. How did he know her name? Suddenly, the man came running back down the hallway with an axe in his hand and began striking the door with it until it broke. Juliet ran and hid in a closet. The man entered the apartment and began saying, "Juliet, my pretty, where are you?"
I am so scared for Juliet, but Clouds, this is where it gets really disturbing, so I hope she is okay.
He then opened a closet door, and suddenly Juliet jumped at him and stabbed him in the eye with his coat hanger. The man screamed and yanked it from his eye and grabbed Juliet and held her on the ground. He then whispered in her ear, "You can scream and beg for your life, but naughty girls get the axe and nice girls get the knife." Juliet's mother returned home a little after midnight and saw her door hacked to pieces. She ran inside to make sure her daughter was okay. She looked around and began screaming in fear. The Christmas tree was decorated with Juliet's organs, and her head was perched at the top like a star.
Oh my goodness, that is so shocking. I can't believe someone could be so evil to do that to a little girl for no reason. Clouds, this video can teach us to always lock our doors and call the cops if a stranger ever tries to get in. There is a lot of strange foods we may eat, but in this video, this kid
actually ate a slug,
which did horrifying things to him. Let's take a look.
A teenager ate a live slug on a dare with his friends in 2010. The next day, he was dizzy, nauseous, and felt a weird pain in his leg. Doctors discovered that he had contracted a rare parasite. There was no treatment, and usually the body would just get rid of it by itself. But the parasite's larva got into the teen's brain through his bloodstream, causing him to fall into a coma for over 400 days. When he finally woke up, he had severe brain damage and could only control his eyelids and breathing. He spent the next 8 years completely paralyzed until he passed away from respiratory failure in 2018.
Clouds, I feel sad for this kid, but why would he even eat a slug? They are one of the nastiest slimy things ever. Because of this, the poor boy was in a coma for 8 years and lost his life. Subscribe to stay away from things like this, Cloud. All of us hate drinking hot drinks, but in this incident a girl was dared to drink boiling water,
and it ended up unaliving her.
This gets disturbing, so let's check it out.
The boiling water incident. On March 22, 2017, in Florida, 8-year-old 𝘀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗿 was at a sleepover with her cousin and friends. The children decided to play Truth or Dare. The game started innocently enough. Then, someone dared 𝘀𝗀𝗯𝗀𝗏 to drink boiling water through a straw. The other children thought it would be funny to see if she would actually do it. 𝘀𝗀𝗯𝗀𝗏 accepted the dare. She put the straw to her lips and drank the scalding liquid. Immediately, she began screaming in agony. The boiling water burned her mouth, throat, and lungs. She collapsed.
This little girl's friends are so evil. Imagine your friends making you do something that would unalive you. That is so sad. Let's keep watching.
The adults rushed her to the hospital. Doctors discovered she had suffered severe internal burns to her throat and respiratory system. 𝘀𝗀𝗯𝗀𝗏 was placed in intensive care. She underwent multiple surgeries. For months, she lived with severe complications from the burns. Her airway was damaged. She struggled to breathe. The internal injuries were catastrophic. Eventually, 4 months later, she died from the injuries sustained from drinking the boiling water. The case shocked the nation. Parents were horrified that such a simple dare could result in death. Warning messages spread across social media about the deadly risks of dares among children. The children who had dared her to drink the boiling water were left traumatized by what had happened. 𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗏 was just 8 years old.
This is so sad to hear. A little girl's life was lost just because a trend. Cloud, please don't do random trends on the internet. We all love eating birthday cake, but in this story, this girl's birthday cake was poisoned,
which unalived her.
This gets crazy, so keep on watching.
As you guys heard, there were no sound effects for this video, so of course, there's not going to be a happy ending. This video in and of itself seems pretty innocuous. This girl right here is consuming a birthday cake, she's smiling, obviously happy, but a very short period of time after this video was taken at her birthday, she would no longer be alive. This is an incident that recently happened, and the smiling girl in the photo behind me is 10-year-old 𝘀𝗀𝗯𝗀𝗏, and it was her birthday. And for her birthday, her family had ordered a cake. However, unbeknownst to them, this cake contained some sort of pathogen that causes food poisoning. A short period of time after eating the cake, 𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗏 became very ill, was throwing up, reporting dryness in her mouth, and her other family members were also experiencing similar symptoms. 𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗏's condition worsened overnight, and after waking up, she was rushed to a hospital, but was unfortunately pronounced deceased.
That is so sad. So it seems like whoever was making this cake was very evil, as this cake had poison in it, which ended up ending her life. I am glad that her family lived, but I feel sad for the poor girl. But all this talk about cake is making me think of working out. Have you ever ran so much you felt like you almost died? Because that is exactly what happened to this poor boy. This situation is very disturbing, so let's take a look.
This is horrific. A 12-year-old boy in a California middle school has just collapsed and died during PE class. The boy's outraged aunt said that he was being forced to run laps in 90-degree heat for wearing the wrong gym clothes. She claimed that Joshua started to feel ill and began reaching out to the teacher, saying that he needed some water and that he couldn't breathe. She continued saying that when his teachers wouldn't pay attention, he started to try and tell the other kids. But regardless, his condition became more dire and he passed out on the field at around 11 a.m. Emergency services quickly arrived on the scene, but he was soon pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Now, his official cause of death has not yet been confirmed, but an autopsy is being carried out to get to the bottom of it. So, of course, as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
This is so horrible. I can't believe a teacher can be that mean, just because he didn't bring his gym clothes. I hope that this teacher was fired, that way she can't hurt any other students. This story is so sad, because this child actually died from being sat on by his own mom. Clouds, watch until the end for a crazy surprise.
Baby, this is your adoptive mum. Hey, don't run around. Come back quickly. Next time you run, I will get very angry. Why are you so disobedient? Be quiet.
So it seems like the little boy just wanted to play outside, but was beat up by his adoptive mom because of it. No one should have a mom that mean. Rest in peace. Imagine just sleeping, and you wake up to someone with
the knife in your face.
That is what happened to these two girls. Let's check this out.
In 1999, a 10-year-old girl woke to the sound of her friend screaming. Groggy and disoriented, she lifted her head, only to see a shadowy figure looming over her friend, a knife pressed to the girl's throat. Before she could process what was happening, the blade flashed and her friend went silent. The man, satisfied with his work, turned to leave. But then he hesitated. A quick glance back at the room, and his eyes locked onto hers. In an instant, he lunged at her, the cold steel slicing across her throat.
This is horrible. Why would someone even do this to innocent girls? And this is just the beginning, so let's keep watching.
Convinced he had finished the job, the man vanished into the night. But he had made a terrible mistake. Clutching her throat, the girl forced herself to move. Stumbling through the house, she made it outside, her vision swimming. She reached another home and banged on the door with all the strength she had left. She tried to scream, to beg for help, but no sound came. Her vocal cords had been severed. When the door finally opened, the horrified resident wasted no time calling 911. Once recovered, she worked with the police to create a sketch, one that would ultimately lead to the capture of Tommy Lynn Sells, the ruthless serial killer known as the Coast to Coast Killer. His reign of terror ended in a Texas courtroom, where he was sentenced to death and later executed.
I am so glad that this story ending with him being caught. However, the poor girl's friend died, which is still sad. These next couple challenges have unalived so many poor children, so let's take a look at them.
Trends that shouldn't have been trends. PD5. The Tide Pod trend. The Tide Pod trend was a very dangerous trend. Most of the victims of this trend was children under 9 or less. A Tide Pod was a little pack that had cleaning chemicals in them, and seeing videos of others eating the pods, kids would too. This took place in 2017 to 2019 in December. It was so sad how a little pod could most likely end your whole life. In somewhat 2018 it made its way to the news. The news warned parents and their kids about eating Tide Pods. Once the Tide Pod made it to your throat, it would clog your vocal cords and stop your breathing. This ended in late 2019. They were taken off the market until 2020. The trend was then forgotten. Thanks for
Clouds. She said that this trend was forgotten, but I remember trend perfectly. I remember all the kids at school were talking about it, and some of them even did it. A lot of kids ended up sick. and someone lost their lives. We all love cartoons, but some of them try to unalive you. These are the
most disturbing cartoon shows ever.
Like and subscribe to stay safe. Do you watch SpongeBob? Well, this show has
very disturbing episodes.
Let's take a look at them.
Need some tea? No. Why? Because I'm all out of...
What the roomie, I almost jumped out my seat. That was horrifying. I believe this is from a hijacked episode. I found some more clips, let's check it out.
Do you want fresh scent or heavy?
I'm sorry, SpongeBob, but Gary's with me now.
It seems like everything in this episode is pretty disturbing. I'm too scared to watch the rest of this episode, but if you want to, it's on YouTube. A few years ago, there was a Barney episode where he came to life. This was super disturbing, so let's take a look.
Barney the dinosaur was by 15 cops. He was causing chaos after his 58-foot-tall balloon punctured during the Macy's Day Parade. Handlers struggled to control him, so the NYPD descended with knives, slashing him until he completely died in front of thousands of kids.
I understand that the balloon may have harmed people and that's why they popped it, but I feel so bad for all the kids who were traumatized from Barney being stabbed. But Clouds, I think the show is still safe to watch, so don't be worried. Have you watched Peppa Pig? Well, there is actually a secret episode where
George is unalived.
This horrified me, so watch until the end.
Grandpa Pig completely ruined that foolish boy George with the lawnmower. Now he had to quickly hide the little pig's body to keep anyone from finding out. He stuffed everything into a black trash bag and hid it in a box in the barn. Then he rushed to the bathroom, scrubbing for a long time, washing away not just the bloodstains, but also trying to wash away the guilt in his heart. He burned the blood-soaked clothes, worried that George's DNA might be left on them as evidence.
Clouds, I do not think Grandpa Pig meant to hurt George, but the fact that he is trying to hide it is so sad. And this gets even crazier, let's keep watching.
He double-checked, making sure everything was well hidden. But just then, he noticed there were still pieces of George stuck to the lawnmower blades. If Grandma saw them, she'd definitely figure out what had happened. Grandpa began to worry. Maybe he hadn't collected all the pieces. Regardless, he went back to Peppa Pig's house for a thorough check, but found nothing. Grandpa Pig knew that some of George's pieces must have scattered somewhere, perhaps washed down a drain. He had to make sure the remaining pieces were either better hidden or buried deep in the woods.
In the end of this episode, Grandpa Pig gets away with his crime, which is really sad. I can't believe this episode was shown to kids. Rest in peace to George. Family Guy is a really popular TV show. It is usually for older kids, but this episode is too disturbing for anybody. But before we move on, don't forget to like and subscribe. It would make me happy. Now let's check this episode out.
Got you! Got you! Got you! Got you!
Stewie, get lost. Daddy's trying to watch the ball game.
You can't talk. I've knocked out your communication systems.
Hey, look, Stewie. Rupert wants to go play down in the basement. Hey, Stewie, I'm gonna go play down in the basement. Here I go.
What? Why, Rupert? Why do you want to play in the basement?
I don't know. I just feel like there might be some fun stuff down there.
I'm not following your logic. Then why are you talking different than usual?
Here I go.
Rupert, get back here!
Dear Diary, still no sign of that from last week, but the headaches are getting worse.
I thought that loud noise was my smoke alarm or something. I can't believe they would jump scare kids like these on TV. I also don't understand why the dad would lock his baby in the basement. That is so sad. Please don't watch this show, Clouds. We all love Dora, but did you know this show is
actually demonic? It
has a very creepy song. Let's take a look at it. No. knew how scary this song was reversed. Apparently if you sing this song backwards you will be possessed, which is horrifying. Please don't try this out. This next cartoon was hijacked on Cartoon Network and it is super disturbing. Please watch until the end because it gets crazy.
Maybe you are ruining this party.
You ruined chocolate!
You're right. Maybe I do ruin chocolate. Be that as it may, you're not getting any more.
Not chocolate!
Clouds, this is just a tiny clip from the episode and I almost pooped my pants. How does someone even hijack a TV show? It seems so scary. I think this show has ended and is not airing anymore, so we should be safe. Mickey Mouse is probably your favorite show, but back when I was a kid, it was hijacked and it scared me for life. Let's take a look.
You to turn off your TV, but you didn't listen to me. Thanks to you, you are now letting evil into my world. I don't want to have to get mad at you, but I will have to if you don't shut off your TV soon.
Now I am mad because of you. I almost destroyed my clubhouse, and I feel like hurting the nearest person in sight.
Now for the last time.
Turn off your TV, you little bitch!
Clouds, it is hard to believe this is real, because I can't imagine Disney letting this be on live TV. Either way, this was many years ago, so I believe Mickey Mouse is safe to watch now. But these next cartoons were so
horrifying I cried.
So please watch until the end. The next show we will talk about is Evil Mickey Mouse. This is an episode, a part of the Mickey Mouse show, that was actually lost media for a while, but it was recently found. This episode gets very creepy, so make sure to watch until the end.
Let's talk about it. The Lost Mickey Mouse episode. So in this episode, it starts off with an old black and white cartoon of Mickey Mouse. He's just walking down a street, and at first, everything looks normal. There's no music, just the sound of his footsteps. But as the video keeps going, things slowly start to change. The background behind Mickey starts to look weird, like the buildings are warping or melting. Mickey himself also changes. His usual smile disappears, and his eyes start to look really empty or dark. As he keeps walking, strange sounds start playing. At first, it's just static, but then it turns into really unsettling noises, like distorted music or even what sounds like faint screaming.
Clouds, this sounds pretty horrifying. When you think of Mickey Mouse, usually Disney World comes to mind, not something creepy. I was able to find footage of this episode, so let's watch it. Holy flippers, that actually scared me. A lot more than I thought it would. After watching this, I don't think I can watch Mickey Mouse anymore. And Clouds, the shows get even more disturbing. So make sure to watch until the end. The next show we will talk about is Happy Tree Friends. I am sure a lot of you have seen this show before and thought it was for kids. However, that is the complete opposite, as this is the darkest show I have ever watched. Make sure to stick until the end to find out the truth.
Alright, let's just hope that this one, none of them die. I mean, they don't look like they're gonna survive, but hey, I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, my guy got a poop. Oh my god. Oh my god, how does that even... How did that even happen? Yo. Yo. Your pickle is killing everyone. Pause. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, don't pull it. Oh. Oh my. Yo. Oh no.
I had to cut it short because the show started getting too disturbing. But Clouds, this is just so creepy. I do not get why the creators of the show would make it look like a kids show if it has all this dark stuff in it. It is like they wanted to traumatize children. My advice is that you don't watch this show until you are much older. All of you watching might remember when I talked about the 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗏 app. Well, I found out that the 𝘂𝗂 show was also extremely creepy. There are some lost episodes out there that are very dark. Let's watch some of them.
My feet at the picnic table. Do you think I left them in my sandals?
That's me!
Now I'm going to wash my hands. One day, 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗏 just couldn't sit still.
Good news, 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗀. I just spoke with Juvenile Detention Center. You are so much.
Holy labubu, that was actually horrifying. And Clouds, as scary as this looks, the second episode is even creepier. Let's watch together.
Look, I'm like...
This is the most creepy episode I have ever seen from any of the shows we have watched. I wonder if this is real or not, because it just seems too creepy. Either a fan made this Clouds, or someone evil that works for 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗀 decided to upload this, which is messed up. I think you all are safe to watch the show. Just be very careful about which episode you are watching. The next show we will talk about is Tom and Jerry. I am sure everyone has seen this show, as it is the most popular show ever. However, this has the darkest backstory ever. Our friend will explain it for us.
The lost episode of Tom and Jerry. Tom Basement. So we all know the cartoon Tom and Jerry, where you can see a cat and a mouse. The cat named Tom liked to chase the mouse named Jerry. Even though Tom liked to chase Jerry, they were still friends. But once, there was one episode where Tom cut the Jerry head with a knife. Here's how it looked like. It may be too creepy and disturbing for those people who watches this, and the episode was deleted from the TV shows. Stay safe and follow for more.
You all, I really think this episode is real. This is because Tom and Jerry came out over 80 years ago, and back in the day, they used to put really bad stuff in TV shows. So I recommend not to watch old Tom and Jerry, as it is really bad for kids. Thomas the Tank Engine is a show everyone watching this video is familiar with. This show actually used to be my favorite whenever I was a baby. However, I never knew the show had a dark past until now. Let's watch this creepy episode.
What is that?
The Tank Engine? Wow, madness.
Bro. Oh, okay. It's just a train with some fabric on it. All right. So what are the police about to do with the Tommy? What? Why you pull him over? A truck driver hauling a train. Okay. Why are you walking like that? You drunk? Oh, they wanted a picture. Random. He not far back enough. He not getting all that. Hey! Oh my God, he's looking. What? Oh my God!
As you can see, that per officer got eaten for no reason by Thomas. The other police officer then got run over by a car, which is super sad. For some reason, this looks like real life and not a cartoon. So if you come across Thomas in real life, the best thing to do is just run away. We all know that parents are supposed to love us and keep us safe. However, some parents are very evil. Today we will look at the worst parents ever. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay safe. The first parent we will talk about is the evil sitter. This name sounds a bit silly, but has a very dark meaning behind it. So watch until the end.
The woman who sat on her son and crushed him to death, Jennifer Wilson. One day, the son ran away to a neighbor's house and Jennifer Wilson reported it to the police. After reporting the police, the son was then returned home. After the mother and son were alone, the son was acting up and throwing himself on the ground in front of the house. Because the son was complaining, the 340-pound woman then sat on top of her 90-pound son and was crushing him to death.
This is so sad. Who sits on their son and crush them to death as a punishment? No parent would do that unless they were evil.
The woman apparently thought the son wasn't really dying and she thought he was faking it the whole time, until she got up and noticed that his eyelids were pale. The woman was sitting on her son for at least 5 minutes straight. The son was not breathing and he didn't have a pulse, and was taken to the hospital, but was taken off of life support 2 days later. Before his death, the son said that the mother was abusive and would slap his face, and the mother wasn't his biological mother, it was his foster mother. The whole thing was caught on camera, and all you can hear is the boy screaming in pain. Jennifer Wilson was soon arrested and is only facing up to 6 years in prison.
This is very sad comment. Rest in peace for the boy. And watch to the end, because these parents get crazier and crazier. These next parents actually had 13 kids, which is a lot, and the parents saw at least half of the kids, and also chained them inside the house, which is disturbing.
Parents that we're mentioning in this slideshow are probably one of the worst parents you'll ever have heard of. This slideshow starts off with an image showing the parents, David and Louise Turpin, David and Louise's entire family consisting of 13 children, and photos of the home that they and their children lived in. David and Louise got married in 1985 when David was 23 years old and Louise was only 16. And because of their religion, they believed that they needed to bring as many children into the world as possible, so they got to work and had 13 kids. However, despite the fact the family looked happy from the outside, this could not be further from the truth. For years, David and Louise would falsely imprison the children in their rooms, performing a variety of different horrendous acts, only ever allowed them to eat once a day and bathe once a year.
I can't imagine how hungry these kids were from only eating once a day. I feel so sad I could almost cry.
Eventually, on January 14th, 2018, a 17-year-old daughter of theirs ended up escaping, calling the police, and they were caught. They received 25 years to life. This case really goes to show that even though things might look okay from the outside, sometimes they're not.
I think if your kids have to escape to survive, they should not call you mom or dad, because no good mom or dad would do something this evil. Like the video if you have good parents. Clouds. This one really feels like something from a horror movie. These parents didn't want their daughter to grow up, so they starved her to keep her small.
Her parents starved her so she could be their little girl forever. Now I want you to look at this girl and I want you to comment how old you think she is, okay? Here's another photo of her. Comment and then I'll tell you how old she was. She was 16 in this photo and she weighed 60 pounds.
This is crazy. She does not look like a teenager at all. When I first saw this photo, I thought she was like 10. Imagine how hungry she probably was.
Officials warned them that she could pass from this, and her dad dismissed it, saying that they were crazy. But like, that actually is the reason. Like, they wanted her to stay their little girl forever. Like, ew, what? And that's why they put her on this crazy diet. They had a rich family, they lived in Australia. Also, her face is covered and the parents' names are not out to help protect her identity. Started their investigation after her ballet teachers tipped them off, and that really shows what like a good teacher or mentor or just adult in your life can do for you. Just how amazing some role models or educators really are. But CPS got involved. They have been charged and sentenced. They're hiding their faces here, as they should. Who does this to a child? Like, good for them for realizing something was wrong and doing something about it. Because I feel like a lot of the times people are like, oh, like, it's not my kid. The parents can handle it. I hope they rot. And I'm ready to know who they are. I'm ready. This is gonna ruin her for the rest of her life, but I'm glad she's now in a place where she is safe and she is able to begin her recovery, but it's gonna suck and it's gonna be so hard and she's gonna struggle with this forever, all because of these two monsters.
The creepiest part of the story is that they actually thought this was okay. No child should have to go through it. I hope this girl can eat all the cake she wants. Now, this next kid was actually on TV and became super famous. However, no one knew that the parents were actually evil. On TV, a parent seemed nice, but at home they were being abused and worse.
Worst Parents Ever, Part 7. This is the case of 𝘀Robinson, one of the winners of the Worst Cooks in America. So, pictured here, we have 30-year-old 𝘀Robinson, her husband Jerry, their 2 kids on the far right, as well as their 3 foster children, 3-year-old Victoria and her 2 brothers. So, on the morning of January 14th of 2021, Jerry was doing yard work when he claimed to hear Victoria screaming from the kitchen and 𝘀spanking her. The supposed reason to beating her was because she was not eating pancakes fast enough. Jerry didn't intervene, and moments later he came in the house and found Victoria's lifeless body, then proceeded to try and revive her with Tylenol and an Epsom salt bath.
These parents are actually so insane. Imagine getting beat so hard. You die just because you didn't eat pancakes. Like, girl, all parents know that children are picky. You shouldn't have to beat them.
Victoria was already suffering cardiac arrest, and by the time they got her to the hospital, she was no longer alive. 𝘀first tried putting the blame on Victoria's older brother, saying he had anger issues and beat her, but then put the blame on Jerry. Still, after all of this, 𝘀got life in prison, and Jerry faces 10 to 20.
This next one isn't as harmful, but it's still outrageous. These parents canceled their daughter's whole birthday party all because she got bad grades.
The worst parents of all time. When this girl was 11, she was a straight A student, and it was her best friend's birthday party coming up, and she was so very excited. Well, report cards came in one day, and turns out she got a B in one of her classes. Well, her parents were pissed. They grounded her on the spot, and they told her that she couldn't go to her best friend's birthday party. She told her best friend's mom what happened. Her best friend's mom knew how tough it was for her at home, because she was constantly being yelled at, belittled, and hit by her parents all the time.
Imagine planning your birthday, telling all your friends, and then boom, the party's called off randomly.
So on the day of the party, right before it was gonna start, her best friend's mom drove to her house, barged in the door, and said this: "Sweetie, hi, I need you to get ready, pack a bag, you're coming to my daughter's party, and you're spending the night, okay? Quick, let's go. Excuse me, you are not taking my daughter anywhere. She is grounded and staying home tonight." "Oh, is that so? Well, how about I call Child Protective Services on you for the 50 cats pissing and in your house?" That's what I thought. Have a great night.
In the end, this lady ended up calling Child Protective Services, which forced the parents to give up the kid to better new parents that would take care of her. This is good, because maybe the girl will have a good next birthday, but these next stories are insane, so you have to watch until the end. This next story is insane, because this person actually died on a playground swing, which is crazy. Make sure to watch until the end to hear this story.
This has to be one of the most tragic incidents involving a child you will ever hear. On May 22nd, 2015, 25-year-old mother 𝗴cie Sims took her 3-year-old son 𝘀𝘂 Dino Lee to the park for some quality time. Once they got there, 𝗴cie placed her son on one of the swings and began pushing him. All was good until 𝗴cie started hearing voices around her and found herself in some sort of trance and was unable to lift 𝘀𝘂 out of the swing.
This already sounds scary. What if a monster took control of her?
And when she snapped out of it, she found herself pushing her dead 3-year-old son 𝘀𝘂 on the swing with police officers surrounding her. It turns out 𝗴cie was a schizophrenic and she forgot to take her medication. And she pushed her son 𝘀𝘂 nearly 44 hours on the swing without stopping. Temperatures fell as low as 51 degrees and it was raining when she was pushing him, which caused 𝘀𝘂 to die from dehydration and hypothermia.
Oh my goodness, I can barely swing for an hour. I can't imagine swinging for 2 days straight. That sounds insane.
During her trial, the judge found 𝗴cie not criminally responsible and sent her free under a 5-year conditional release order, saying that she must see a psychiatrist and take her medication. This case is so sad, and can you imagine being this mother snapping out of that trance? She was probably so scared and confused and was wondering what happened to her little boy.
I can't believe the lady never got in trouble for causing her child's death. What do you guys think? The next story is probably one of the most terrifying things I have seen in my life. In this story, poor woman was torn into a soup, which is crazy. Don't forget to watch until then.
Let's talk about Before we start, can you follow me on Roblox? Thanks. Blank room. Soup is known to be one of the videos of the website called Dark Web. You may see a man eating a soup, but the soup he is eating was his wife. Why? Because the two masked guys killed her wife and made her eat soup. You can see the tears on his eyes, and he is crying because his wife is dead, and he is gonna be eaten next. Then, the two masked guys patted his back comforting.
This sounds so awful and sad. I was actually able to find footage of this incident. So let's watch it. This is the creepiest thing ever to me. Not only this, but there is also another video of them kidnapping someone, so here it is. This is so awful, and apparently these people are still on the loose. So make sure to stay away from anyone that looks like this.
𝘀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗰𝗿𝗶𝗍𝗔 incident.
𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀 was known for behaving strangely in the elevator. She has strict parents who sometimes wouldn't let her travel alone or without them. But one day, she was thrilled to be able to travel to downtown Los Angeles by herself. She arrived in Los Angeles on January 26, 2013, and checked into the Cecil Hotel on January 28. On January 31, 2013, she disappeared from the hotel. Her parents were worried and tried to contact her, but couldn't reach her.
This sounds terrifying. Imagine going missing. My parents would be so scared.
They reported her missing, but there was no sign of her for weeks. Meanwhile, guests at the Cecil Hotel started complaining about the water being black and having an unusual taste. The hotel staff investigated, and on February 19, 2013, they found 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗀's body was found floating in the hotel's water tank on the roof.
Oh my goodness, this sounds so disgusting. I feel so sad for the poor girl and the people in the hotel, because the whole time they were drinking that girl's body, and they didn't even know it.
There were no signs of trauma, and the initial conclusion was an accidental death. However, footage from the hotel elevator showed 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀 acting strangely. She was pressing multiple buttons and seemed disoriented and distressed.
It turned out the reason the girl was so scared was because she was being chased. The person that was chasing her probably ended her and put her in a tank, which is so sad. Rest in peace. This last death is the worst thing I have ever heard in my life. You cannot miss this, so watch until the end.
Let's talk about
Cloudxlaven Delgado.
In the 1990s, a Mexican television channel broadcasted information about missing people. These broadcasts often appearing during commercial breaks, aimed to spread awareness of missing individuals. Each broadcast featured the person's name, age, and date they went missing. One particular broadcast, however, people were shocked. The broadcast of Cloudxlaven Delgado, a woman who went missing on April 22 in Lavaro Obregón, Mexico City, was allegedly interrupted during a children's television show. Her photo was replaced with an unsettling image.
Selene Delgado López, de 18 años, se extravió el 22 de abril en la delegación Álvaro Obregón. Selene Delgado López se ignora su paradero desde el 28 de mayo del año 2000.
If I saw this live, I think I would actually poop my pants. That's how scary it is.
Delgado López, de 18 años, se extravió el 22 de abril en la delegación Álvaro Obregón.
People were shocked because of this. It was interrupted by this man. And thousands of children were horrified.
I did some digging on the dark web and found out that this man was actually the one that kidnapped this girl and was the reason that she died, which is so sad. Kids are supposed to be safe, but 6 million kids die every year in the most
disturbing ways.
Today we look at the worst ones ever. Please like and subscribe to stay safe. Do you like roller coasters? In this story, a kid actually fell off one
and was unalive.
This is super disturbing, so let's take a look.
These are the deadliest roller coaster failures caught in history, and the final one will break your heart. Number 3, Tyre Sampson. 14-year-old Tyre Sampson was too heavy for the Orlando freefall ride, but staff let him ride anyway. His safety harness didn't lock right, yet the ride still started. When it dropped from 430 feet, Tyre slipped out of his seat and fell to his death.
Clouds, this is horrifying. I was digging on the dark web and found
the real video.
However, I will blur it because it is very scary. Clouds, this video actually made me cry. You can hear the thump and people screaming. That is so sad. Clouds, please be careful about which roller coasters you go on. Do you like rock climbing? Well, this kid was rock climbing when someone threw a rock,
which unalived him.
This is super disturbing. Let's take a look.
They decided to throw rocks for fun, sending them tumbling down the cliff. But what they didn't realize was that an experienced climber was climbing below. He was nearing the top when one of the rocks, about the size of a bowling ball, struck him directly on the head. His climbing partner helplessly tried to save him, but knew that there was nothing he could do. The hiker who threw the rock later confessed, but despite the tragic mistake, no charges were filed.
Clouds, I can't believe the person throwing rocks did not get in trouble. I did some searching and found a very similar photo of someone falling off a cliff like this. Here it is. Clouds, this is so scary. Imagine just climbing and your rope snaps. Luckily this person lived, but the other poor boy didn't. So comment rest in peace. Being home alone is so much fun, getting to eat as much food as you want and playing video games. But sometimes it can be
super disturbing.
This story gets super creepy, so watch until the end.
It was Christmas Eve, and 11-year-old Juliet was decorating the tree. It was getting late, and her mother called her and said she would be home from work a bit late tonight. Juliet said okay and continued decorating the tree until she was finished. She relaxed for a bit and stared out of the 6th floor apartment window at the skyline of the city when suddenly she began to hear scratching at her front door. She then went up to the door and listened and looked through the peephole and saw a man dressed as Santa.
Clouds, the first red flag was Santa being at the door. Everyone knows that Santa comes through the chimney, and if you don't have a chimney, he teleports into the house. So this is probably a creepy guy trying to break in.
She knew this wasn't Santa and said, "My mom's not home. Can you please leave?" He then screamed, "It's Santa, Juliet. Give me my milk and cookies." Juliet's stomach dropped. She was terrified now. How did he know her name? Suddenly, the man came running back down the hallway with an axe in his hand and began striking the door with it until it broke. Juliet ran and hid in a closet. The man entered the apartment and began saying, "Juliet, my pretty, where are you?"
I am so scared for Juliet, but Clouds, this is where it gets really disturbing, so I hope she is okay.
He then opened a closet door, and suddenly Juliet jumped at him and stabbed him in the eye with his coat hanger. The man screamed and yanked it from his eye and grabbed Juliet and held her on the ground. He then whispered in her ear, "You can scream and beg for your life, but naughty girls get the axe and nice girls get the knife." Juliet's mother returned home a little after midnight and saw her door hacked to pieces. She ran inside to make sure her daughter was okay. She looked around and began screaming in horror. The Christmas tree was decorated with Juliet's organs, and her head was perched at the top like a star.
Oh my goodness, that is so shocking. I can't believe someone could be so evil to do that to a little girl for no reason. Clouds, this video can teach us to always lock our doors and call the cops if a stranger ever tries to get in. There is a lot of strange foods we may eat, but in this video, this kid
actually ate a slug,
which did horrifying things to him. Let's take a look.
A teenager ate a live slug on a dare with his friends in 2010. The next day, he was dizzy, nauseous, and felt a weird pain in his leg. Doctors discovered that he had contracted a rare parasite. There was no treatment, and usually the body would just get rid of it by itself. But the parasite's larva got into the teen's brain through his bloodstream, causing him to fall into a coma for over 400 days. When he finally woke up, he had severe brain damage and could only control his eyelids and breathing. He spent the next 8 years completely paralyzed until he passed away from respiratory failure in 2018.
Clouds, I feel sad for this kid, but why would he even eat a slug? They are one of the nastiest slimy things ever. Because of this, the poor boy was in a coma for 8 years and lost his life. Subscribe to stay away from things like this, Cloud. All of us hate drinking hot drinks, but in this incident, a girl was dared to drink boiling water,
and it ended up unaliving her.
This gets disturbing, so let's check it out.
The boiling water incident. On March 22, 2017, in Florida, 8-year-old 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗶 was at a sleepover with her cousin and friends. The children decided to play Truth or Dare. The game started innocently enough. Then, someone dared 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗀 to drink boiling water through a straw. The other children thought it would be funny to see if she would actually do it. 𝘀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 accepted the dare. She put the straw to her lips and drank the scalding liquid. Immediately, she began screaming in agony. The boiling water burned her mouth, throat, and lungs. She collapsed.
This little girl's friends are so evil. Imagine your friends making you do something that would unalive you. That is so sad. Let's keep watching.
The adults rushed her to the hospital. Doctors discovered she had suffered severe internal burns to her throat and respiratory system. 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗏 was placed in intensive care. She underwent multiple surgeries. For months, she lived with severe complications from the burns. Her airway was damaged. She struggled to breathe. The internal injuries were catastrophic. Eventually, 4 months later, she died from the injuries sustained from drinking the boiling water. The case shocked the nation. Parents were horrified that such a simple dare could result in death. Warning messages spread across social media about the deadly risks of dares among children. The children who had dared her to drink the boiling water were left traumatized by what had happened. 𝘂𝗂𝗯𝗏𝗏 was just 8 years old.
This is so sad to hear. A little girl's life was lost just because a trend. Cloud, please don't do random trends on the internet. We all love eating birthday cake, but in this story, this girl's birthday cake was poisoned,
which unalived her.
This gets crazy, so keep on watching.
As you guys heard, there were no sound effects for this video, so of course, there's not going to be a happy ending. This video in and of itself seems pretty innocuous. This girl right here is consuming a birthday cake, she's smiling, obviously happy, but a very short period of time after this video was taken at her birthday, she would no longer be alive. This is an incident that recently happened, and the smiling girl in the photo behind me is 10-year-old 𝘂𝗯𝗏𝗏, and it was her birthday. And for her birthday, her family had ordered a cake. However, unbeknownst to them, this cake contained some sort of pathogen that causes food poisoning. A short period of time after eating the cake, 𝘂𝗂𝗏 became very ill, was throwing up, reporting dryness in her mouth, and her other family members were also experiencing similar symptoms. 𝘂𝗂𝗏's condition worsened overnight, and after waking up, she was rushed to a hospital, but was unfortunately pronounced deceased.
That is so sad. So it seems like whoever was making this cake was very evil, as this cake had poison in it, which ended up ending her life. I am glad that her family lived, but I feel sad for the poor girl. But all this talk about cake is making me think of working out. Have you ever ran so much you felt like you almost died? Because that is exactly what happened to this poor boy. This situation is very disturbing, so let's take a look.
This is horrific. A 12-year-old boy in a California middle school has just collapsed and died during PE class. The boy's outraged aunt said that he was being forced to run laps in 90-degree heat for wearing the wrong gym clothes. She claimed that 𝘂𝗂𝗏 started to feel ill and began reaching out to the teacher, saying that he needed some water and that he couldn't breathe. She continued saying that when his teachers wouldn't pay attention, he started to try and tell the other kids. But regardless, his condition became more dire and he passed out on the field at around 11 a.m. Emergency services quickly arrived on the scene, but he was soon pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Now, his official cause of death has not yet been confirmed, but an autopsy is being carried out to get to the bottom of it. So of course, as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
This is so horrible. I can't believe a teacher can be that mean, just because he didn't bring his gym clothes. I hope that this teacher was fired, that way she can't hurt any other students. This story is so sad, because this child actually died from being sat on by his own mom. Clouds, watch until the end for a crazy surprise.
Baby, this is your adoptive mum. Hey, don't run around. Come back quickly. Next time you run, I will get very angry. Why are you so disobedient? Be quiet.
So it seems like the little boy just wanted to play outside, but was beat up by his adoptive mom because of it. No one should have a mom that mean. Rest in peace. Imagine just sleeping, and you wake up to someone with
the knife in your face.
That is what happened to these two girls. Let's check this out.
In 1999, a 10-year-old girl woke to the sound of her friend screaming. Groggy and disoriented, she lifted her head, only to see a shadowy figure looming over her friend, a knife pressed to the girl's throat. Before she could process what was happening, the blade flashed and her friend went silent. The man, satisfied with his work, turned to leave. But then he hesitated. A quick glance back at the room, and his eyes locked onto hers. In an instant, he lunged at her, the cold steel slicing across her throat.
This is horrible. Why would someone even do this to innocent girls? And this is just the beginning, so let's keep watching.
Convinced he had finished the job, the man vanished into the night. But he had made a terrible mistake. Clutching her throat, the girl forced herself to move. Stumbling through the house, she made it outside, her vision swimming. She reached another home and banged on the door with all the strength she had left. She tried to scream, to beg for help, but no sound came. Her vocal cords had been severed. When the door finally opened, the horrified resident wasted no time calling 911. Once recovered, she worked with the police to create a sketch, one that would ultimately lead to the capture of Tommy Lynn Sells, the ruthless serial killer known as the Coast to Coast Killer. His reign of terror ended in a Texas courtroom, where he was sentenced to death and later executed.
I am so glad that this story ending with him being caught. However, the poor girl's friend died, which is still sad. Imagine spending time with your best friends, and then they
unalive you.
That is what happened to this girl. Let's take a look.
Did you know two best friends killed their mutual friend, then ran a fake online campaign to find her? It happened in 2018, in a quiet suburban town where everyone thought nothing bad ever happened. The victim, 17-year-old Lily, was popular, kind, and trusted her closest friends without question. One night, the two friends invited Lily to a sleepover celebration at one of their homes. She had no idea it would be the last time anyone would see her alive.
What the roomie? Imagine trusting your friends, not knowing they are secretly trying to hurt you. That is so sad.
They attacked her in the basement, leaving no witnesses, then staged the scene to look like she had simply disappeared. Weeks later, police discovered a hidden phone with video footage. The girls had planned the murder months in advance, filming parts of the setup, laughing and rehearsing. The community was horrified. The friends who everyone trusted most had been the killers all along.
This made me so sad, but I'm glad that the girls got arrested at the end. Clouds, stay away from friends like this. We all love eating yummy food, but imagine you went to your friend's house and they
ate you for dinner.
This video gets super disturbing, so watch until the end.
There was a girl named Brittany who was going over her friend's house. This was the first time she ever went over her friend's house because her friend just always came over her house. When Brittany got there, her friend opened the door and they then went up to her friend's room. They were just hanging out and talking for a bit when Brittany's friend asked her if she wanted anything to drink. Brittany said yes. When her friend got back to the room, she had a glass of soda for Brittany. Brittany took a couple sips and then continued to talk to her friend. But a couple minutes later, Brittany started to feel lightheaded. She then told her friend that she doesn't feel too good. Her friend then said, "I know, it'll all be over quickly." Then Brittany passed out.
This is horrible. It seems like Brittany was poisoned by her friend. And Clouds, it gets even more disturbing, so let's keep watching.
When Brittany woke up, she was tied to a table with duct tape over her mouth. Her friend's whole family was standing over her smiling. Her friend then said to her, "We are delighted to have you for dinner. I promise it'll be over quickly." Then the whole family jumped on Brittany and began to eat her alive.
That is so terrible. I can't believe they ate her. That is so sad. This is why I am scared to go to people's houses. Like, imagine you're sleeping and your friends try to do something to you. That is exactly what happened in this next incident. Let's take a look.
Bro, can you stop?
This is super scary and sad. After this video, the man was taken to the hospital as he started choking on all the powder and got sick. Pranking your friends can be fun, Clouds, but never take it this far. Imagine having a sleepover with friends, and then you wake up to an extra person.
That is a sleepwalker.
That is what happened to this boy, so let's take a look.
Never let too many friends sleep in your house, because sometimes one of them isn't really human. A boy invited 6 friends for a sleepover. They spread their sleeping bags across the living room floor, laughing, joking, waiting for midnight. Before turning off the lights, he counted them quietly. 7. His stomach tightened. He counted again, slower this time. 7 sleeping bags, but only 6 friends. No extra shoes near the door. No forgotten backpack in the corner. Every face looked completely normal.
Holy huggy wuggy. If this happened to me, I would kick everyone out because of how scary it is.
Hours later, he suddenly woke up. The room was silent. He looked at the floor again and counted carefully. Only 6. Relief washed over him until a cold whisper slid from the darkness behind him.
You don't need to count when I'm awake.
OMG, I almost pooped my pants at that ending. Clouds, always make sure to lock your doors during sleepovers so this doesn't happen. Have you ever been so upset with your best friend that you cry? Well, doing this might
teleport you to the back rooms.
Things get really disturbing, so watch until the end.
If you cry in the back rooms, some interesting things might happen. First, your crying might actually attract nearby entities, but not in the way you'd expect. Some might approach you in hopes of comforting you with a box of tissues, while some might just be quietly watching, as if they're trying to understand you. Second, in certain levels, your crying can trigger strange changes where the walls open up, making the level easier to escape. If you're lucky, even hostile entities might stay away. To survive the back rooms, make sure to like and subscribe.
Holy boba, I never knew that me crying could do all these things. Clouds, let's hope we don't end up here, but if you do, please make sure not to cry. I am sure none of you clouds would steal from your friends, but in this incident, this person stole from their friend and things got really sad, so watch until the end.
You're the worst friend I ever had.
Clouds, in the last part, the kid said his friend promised to never steal his brainroots to gain the kid's trust, then stole from him anyways. Breaking promises is super bad, guys. Even if it's a prank, it is still messed up because you are making a kid stressed for no reason. Never be like this person, Clouds. Imagine coming back home from school and your mom unadded
all of your friends on Roblox.
That is what happened to this poor kid, so let's take a look.
Deleting my son's friend list to make sure it's family and friends only. Yes, I monitor everything.
That's Abby.
Oh, was that Abby?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's me, Gabby. That's Abby.
I feel like this mom is being mean. What did the meatball guy even do? This kid lost all of his friends in one day. I think it is important to make sure your children are safe online, but you don't have to get rid of all of his friends. Did you know that if your windows are open late at night,
your friend will follow you as a skinwalker?
That is what happened in this video, so let's check it out.
If you are inside your home with the lights out, do not look outside your window. Turn on your lights before you look through any window. Do not leave your home if you see a figure outside. Even if he is turned away, do not look at him. Lock all doors and windows before turning off all lights inside your residence. Hide in a small space and call authorities. Do not move from hiding unless you hear an unfamiliar voice. If you do hear a familiar voice coming from inside your home, do not move. He is inside. He is inside. He is inside.
Holy, that ending was scary. Clouds, I never knew this would happen. This makes me worry because my blinds are always open, so maybe someone is watching me. There is another story like this one, but it is much more disturbing, so let's check it out.
If you ever wake up to find your best friend standing silently in the corner of your room, don't call out. If they stay still for over 8 seconds, that's not your friend, and this is not your home anymore. Once they notice you're awake, they'll walk to the door. Follow them. It's your only way out. Rule 1, don't speak to them or look directly at their face. They'll seem blank. If you're too loud, the others here might notice. Rule 2, never lose sight of them. If you do, you'll never find your way out. Rule 3, if you see familiar faces in the rooms, don't make eye contact. They're not real. If one starts following you, ignore it. But if you accidentally meet its eyes, run. Good luck.
This sounds awful. If I ever saw my friend with no eyes, I would be horrified and probably just accept my fate. Clouds, let's just hope this never happens to us. Did you know there is a cursed game you should
never play with your friends?
The game name is Baby Blue, and it is very disturbing, so let's take a look.
Never play this game with your friends. Once there was a group of girls who heard about the game Baby Blue. They didn't believe in it but thought they could scare their friend Laura, so they sent Laura into a bathroom by herself. She turned off the lights, closed the door, and put her arms out as if to hold a baby, then started chanting Baby Blue 13 times. What happened next cannot be explained. Laura felt a heavy weight in her arms. Then she felt the weight in her arms scratching her. She was terrified and didn't know what to do. She wanted to drop it, but she was afraid of what might happen if she did, so she froze, and the weight grew heavier and heavier.
This story just started, and I am already horrified. Like, imagine summoning a ghost with your friends. That's crazy.
Suddenly, she saw a woman in the bathroom mirror with a twisted look on her face. She screamed in terror. When her friends heard her scream, they tried to open the door, but it was locked. When they finally opened the door, they found Laura on the floor. Her eyes had been scratched out. They tried to move her body, but they couldn't, because something large and invisible was pinning her to the ground.
I feel bad for Laura. She ending up getting unalived just because of a silly game her friends wanted to play. Never play scary games with your friends, especially if the game haunts you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye bye, Clouds.